Alright, so we're going to start with the stuff inside the circle. So we're going to do degrees and radians inside, and then we'll do the sine and cosine values out here, and then tangent values as well. Okay, so this should be pretty much a review for you guys, so I'm not going to go through it quite as in depth as I did with like the Algebra 2. So with degrees, okay, remember we're starting at 0 degrees. And I'm going to try to write everything like facing up, so. And then our first line is 30 degrees, then 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and then on the y-axis it's at 90 degrees. Keep going, 120 degrees, 135 degrees, 150 degrees, and 180 degrees. And then down below, 210 degrees, 225 degrees, and then 240 degrees. And then the negative y-axis is 270 degrees. Yeah, 300 degrees, 315 degrees, 330 degrees, and then all the way back around on the bottom side of the 0 degrees, we hit 360 degrees. 120. Okay, so that's all the degree values. Okay, so then radian values. Start at 0. Then we've got pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, pi over 2. Yeah, pretty much every time I start something else, I'm changing colors. 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 6, pi, 7 pi over 6, 5 pi over 4, 4 pi over 3, 3 pi over 2, 5 pi over 3, 7 pi over 4, 11 pi over 6, and then all the way back around is 2 pi. Okay, so we've got the degrees and radians on here. What? Okay, so remember, technically this is drawn on a coordinate axis, so I'm going to draw the axis on here. Okay, with the unit circle, what is the radius of it? 1. Okay, so I'm going to go through with the same color that I drew the axis lines with and write in the coordinates of the points. Okay, so out here, x is 1, y is 0, so we have the point 1, 0. at the top, we've got, y'all saw that too, right? Okay, just checking. I think it was the, like, lights outside, like the window, but temporary cloud coverage. Okay, up here, x is 0 and y is 1. Over here, x is -1, y is 0. And then down here, x is 0, y is -1. Okay, I'm going to change colors again. I'm going to go with orange. Alright, I'm going to do the pi over 4 increments, okay? I'm basically going to be putting in the xy coordinates for the pi over 4s. So, just because I think pi over 4 is like the easiest one, that's why I'm doing that one first. So pi over 4, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. Okay, now remember, all the increments of pi over 4 are the square root of 2 over 2 for both values. The only difference with them as you go around to the different 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4 is the sign of them. Okay, not like S-I-N-E, like S-I-G-N. Okay, if it's positive or negative. Okay, so it's based on where the x and y values are. So all you need to remember is that the pi over 4s are always root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, and then just know based on what quadrant it's in if x is positive or negative and if y is positive or negative. Okay, so as I come over here to 3 pi over 4, what's happening to x and y? Okay, x is negative, y is still positive. Okay, so I'm going to just like kind of tilt it a little bit to be able to write these in as straight as possible. So negative root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. Oh, I'm going up too far. How about down at 5 pi over 4? What about x and y for this one? Both negative. So minus root 2 over 2, minus root 2 over 2. And then at 7 pi over 4, x is positive, y is negative, so it is root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2. Okay, so remember, when you're counting in the increments of pi over 6, technically you're also counting the increments of pi over 3. But just to kind of help you see what's happening, the ones that are pi over 3, the x and y values stay the same for them, their signs just change. The pi over 6's, x and y values stay the same, their signs just change. So I'm going to color code the ones that specifically have a 6 on the bottom to be one color, and the ones that specifically have 3 on the bottom to be another color. Okay, so I'm going to go with blue. And I'm going to do the pi over 6's. Okay, so out here, okay, again, like I said, the values are the same. It's just going to be the signs, positive or negative for x and y. So at pi over 6, it's root 3 over 2. Yes, different color. Root 3 over 2, 1/2. Okay, so then the next one that actually has a 6 on the bottom is the 5 pi over 6. Okay, so out here in this quadrant, okay, x is negative but y is positive, so it's going to be negative root 3 over 2 and then 1/2. Yeah, I'm going to focus this back in. I have it super zoomed, so it's like okay? And then down to 7 pi over 6, okay? Both values are negative down here, so it's going to be negative root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. Okay, at 11 pi over 6, okay, x is positive, y is negative, so we've got root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. Okay, so then all I have left are the pi over 3's. Okay, and the thing with the pi over 6's and the pi over 3's is that the pi over 3's are just the numbers are flipped. X and y values flip for those values. Okay, so another color. Pi over 3, it's 1/2 and root 3 over 2. Okay, and then just like the rest of them, it follows the same pattern that as you go around, okay, the x and y values, positive or negative, follow the quadrant that they're in. So then at 2 pi over 3, x is negative, y is positive. So we've got negative 1/2 and root 3 over 2. Okay, following around down to 4 pi over 3. Negative 1/2, negative root 3 over 2. At 5 pi over 3, 1/2, negative root 3 over 2. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out one so I can put the tangent values on here. Okay, if you know this stuff, it's easy to find the tangent. How would I find the tangents of each of these? Okay, sine over cosine, okay, or y over x. So I can easily find them by dividing the y value, the y coordinate by the x coordinate, okay, or because they're fractions, multiplying by the reciprocal. So for the tangent values, I'm going to switch colors again. I'm going to go to purple. I mean, you can use whatever color. I'm just saying I'm using a different color. Okay. So the easiest tangent value is the root 2 over 2. Okay, because root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2, everything cancels, so that gives us 1. Okay, now, in this quadrant, both are positive, so that means the tangent's positive. Down over here in quadrant 3, both are negative, so it's positive. Okay, in these quadrants, okay, one is positive and one is negative, so it's negative. Okay, and then for the root 3 over 2 and 1/2, okay, so the pi over 6's. Okay, now, it's an easy way to remember because in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, the tangent values are always positive. In 2 and 4, they're always negative. Okay? So what is the tangent value for this one? Root 3 over 3. Because it's 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2 multiplied by the reciprocal. So it's 1 over root 3 or root 3 over 3. Okay, so that means they're all root 3 over 3. Okay, so all the ones that are the pi over 6's are root 3 over 3. Okay, in quadrants 2 and 4, they're negative. Okay, and then my pi over 3's, it's just root 3. Okay, root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2 multiplying by the reciprocal just leaves you with root 3. Okay, again, quadrants 1 and 3, they're positive. Quadrants 2 and 4, they're negative. Okay, so everything you see on here right now, you would have to have for the 50-point unit circle quiz that is on either the 9th or the 10th. I can't remember. Okay. Just so that you have it, okay, not that I think at this point in your math careers you should be confused about how the axis works, but up here you've got positive x, positive y, okay. Over here you've got negative x, positive y. Down here you've got negative x, negative y. And over here you've got positive x, negative y. Okay, so that's just kind of to help you. Trying to get it so that the timestamp is not in the video, or where y'all can see. Anyways. Okay, so that's the unit circle. So for the rest of today, okay, we won't quite finish up 4.2, but for the rest of the time, we are going to look at the problems in the book that says, you know, like what is the cosine of pi over 3? Okay, those will be things you're just expected to know. Okay, you won't have the unit circle in front of you for this chapter. Essentially, it'll be kind of like last year where you're given a blank unit circle and like with your quiz, and you can choose to fill it in if you want. Sometimes, you know, I give extra points for having the quadrants filled in, entire quadrant completely correct. You get an extra point for, or, you know, so many bonus points for filling in the whole thing or something like that on a quiz. And then you'll actually have your unit circle quiz, you know, next week. But your unit circle quiz, you're going to be given a blank one, so you should have gotten 2 unit circles from me today. Okay, so your extra one is kind of your practice. If you need more than that, I can make more copies. I made like 80-some copies of the unit circle today because I've got 2 classes that need them. So, anyways. So we're going to jump into book problems, if I can find my book. Yes. Yes, I should, yeah. Yeah, cosine is x and sine is y. Probably should, you know, have that. Let's see. I was recording on my iPad yesterday, so I'm probably going to pull my iPad back out. Does everybody have this done? Okay.